Bachelorette contestant Justin Glaze is apologizing for resurfaced past ignorant and insensitive tweets. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news from home. We've got all the details you need to know about Justin and the Bachelorette. But before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you never miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality, and Justin on this season of The Bachelorette is currently under fire after homophobic and racially insensitive tweets resurfaced from 2009 to 2011. Justin is currently 27, which means he tweeted these awful things when he was just 16 to 17 years old. Now, I don't know if it makes these things any better, and obviously you're going to have to check out the tweets on Google. You're going to have to look them up. We are not going to be reading them verbatim here, but I don't know if it makes it any better that he tweeted these things when he was a teenager or if he tweeted them now. He still tweeted them, and I feel like he should have had the common decency to at least check his Twitter or delete his tweets before going on this show, especially after everything we've seen that has happened with the Bachelor franchise, in particular with Rachel Kirkconnell. So I feel like Justin should have at least checked out his Twitter before going on the show, but that does not make it any better. He did tweet these things, and he did go on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast this morning to dish on all things going on in Katie's season and to address what happened on Twitter long ago. In regards to the tweets, this is what Justin says.
One of the biggest takeaways for me was just my personal growth. And one of those things, is being able to hold myself accountable, which is something that historically I wasn't able to do. And so, I have no issue with, owning up and apologizing from the bottom of my heart for, the really hurtful words that I used back in 2009 or 2011. The last thing that I want to do is run from it. That's not who I am. And I just want to kind of speak from the heart, and hopefully people will kind of get an understanding of where I was then and versus where I am now. And so, when I look back at 14-year-old Justin, right, and I was in high school, and quite frankly, I was the type of person who for whatever reason felt the need to fit in and say funny things and kind of keep up with, what my peers were doing and saying, right, to get a laugh.
It seems like Justin is very apologetic if you listen to the Bachelor Happy Hour interview. Now, I do want to notice that he was 16 to 17. He was not 14, even though he said he was on the podcast. I do believe at 16 and 17 years old, you should have the common decency to not tweet racial slurs or homophobic slurs. It's one thing to say certain slurs or make fun of different types of groups or people. It's another thing to go to the computer or go to the phone and write it down. So that is my main issue with this, is that he did tweet these things, whether he was a teenager or not. There were things that people used to say a decade ago where they weren't necessarily held accountable like they are today. If Justin ever tweeted these things today, or if a 16 to 17-year-old tweeted things like that today, they would be held accountable and it would not be okay. Things like this were able to slide 10 years ago, which is definitely an issue. I believe how we all have come together as a society in the past few years, we are definitely more accepting and we are definitely more aware, especially with everything that happened with the Black Lives Matter movement last year and COVID putting a lot of things in perspective. I think we all need to respect each other as a society as a whole. And it really does start on social media. You need to be, hashtagging the right things, hashtagging what you are actually here for, and not hashtagging and not tweeting certain things that go against certain types of communities and cultures. So I think Justin is definitely in the wrong here. As far as his apology, I think that I appreciate him acknowledging it right off the bat of the podcast. I think that he seemed very apologetic. He's obviously learned a lot and grown a lot from his tweets very long time ago. My main issue, I think, is that he just didn't have the common knowledge to delete his tweets. For me personally, as someone who is part of the LGBTQ community, this is going to take a second to digest. I was a fan of Justin on the show, and I don't believe that he means those things today, but I do believe that he is going to have to prove that he is not that type of person he was 10 years ago. And I am more than happy to give him that opportunity to prove himself, because I don't believe that is who he is today. But I do believe he has a lot of growing to do, and he's clearly done that over the past 10 years, but now these tweets are coming up, and it just puts a little bit of a damper in things. And Justin most recently had a one-on-one date with Katie where they had a fake wedding and had to recite some vows. So taking away all these tweets and everything, Justin and Katie have a very strong connection on this season of The Bachelorette. I did feel that their connection was a little off. They felt a little awkward in their body language compared to Katie and Greg or Katie and Blake. but I still think Justin has a shot at winning Katie's heart. And I definitely think he is going to possibly go to the top 4. So we are definitely going to have to look out for Justin on this season of The Bachelorette. And that is everything I have to share with you guys today. So let us know what you guys think of Justin's apology on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast. Let me know if you guys think that Justin has a chance with Katie to get her final rose. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell because we will be back with more Bachelorette updates soon. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality. My social media handle is on the screen right now, so be sure to give me a follow and say hello. That is all we have for today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.